Hey guys, in this week's tip, we're going to continue in our series about promotions inside of SMS. On tap this time, a continuation of the wine club promotion we started a few weeks back. I met a retailer this past week at the FMI Connect show and he needed a little help with a pretty simple discount on his wine items. Basically, a percentage off discount each time a customer buys 6 or more bottles of wine. Slight variation of what we did last time, but easy enough to set up. I'll show you how. The next part was what's a little different. He wanted to show the discount on a per item basis, which is what we normally do, but on the receipt, he wanted to show the gross sales less the discount to show the net price to the customer so they could easily see they got all the discounts they were entitled. Now let's hop in and set this one up. Alright, so the first thing we want to do is take a look at what we're going to set up today. I've already set up a transaction here in my standard POS with 6 bottles of wine on this particular transaction. Now, once the customer buys 6 bottles of wine, and 6 plus bottles, so 7, 8, 9, and so on, this particular retailer wants to offer a 10% discount on each one of those bottles. But again, the key is that the customer has to buy at least 6 bottles. So once the customer hits that threshold, like what we have here on the screen, and the cashier hits the subtotal key, you'll see the electronic store coupon fire off for that 10% discount on each individual line item. And when we tender out, you'll see that also on the receipt. Now I'm going to come back here in just a second and we're going to review the receipt as part 2 of this little setup video. But first, let's hop over into SMS Pro and I'm going to show you how to set up this exact promotion. Alright, so I hopped over into SMS Pro and I'm in a basic item cost view here, the same one you guys have seen a million times on these videos. And I went ahead and started the input of this particular electronic coupon. Now you can see I followed a similar schema to what we did in the first Wine Club video. I told the system what I wanted this thing to be described as. I copied that down to the POS table, assigned it to my Wine Club subdepartment just for reporting purposes, told the system to enable zero price on this item just because we may not necessarily use the price field in the price table, also set it to electronic coupon and to a store coupon. So far, none of that is any different than any of the other promotional videos we've done. Now let's hop over to the price table and do a few tweaks on what we did last time. So to start working on this price record in the price table, we're going to have to add a record. Go ahead and answer no to that particular question. I'm going to go ahead and put a 0 in the price field here because we don't need a price in the price field in this particular case. But what we are going to utilize is the discount percentage right down here. Remember, in this case, we want it to be 10% off each bottle of wine once the customer buys 6 or more. So that's all we have to do to set that up. We're going to apply those changes and you'll see that everything looks to be ready to go here. Now we're going to jump down to our coupon link table, add a record again so we can begin to work with it, and then right here in this type field, this is where things can differ depending on your situation. So let's go through each one of those for just a second. So if I double click in this type field here, you'll see I get a menu of options to select from. Now for this demo video, I'm going to select subdepartment, and the reason is quite simple. I know my wine subdepartment is 19, and I want to link all items within that subdepartment to this particular promotion. That's just the easiest way to do it in my case. But let's say you're set up a little different. You can use individual item numbers by selecting item sales here, and just do various requirements and criteria for each item that you want this discount to apply to. The other option is to use promo ID sales. Remember that field over here in the POS table? It allows us to link like and really unlike items for that matter together by simply inputting a number here, selecting promo ID as a criteria for this electronic coupon, and then just inputting whatever ID we put over here. But in our case, we're going to select sub since that's the simplest way in our case. I'm going to come to the code field and I'm going to type in 19 because it links directly to the wine subdepartment that I want to use. I'm going to leave the accumulator and the totalizer as default at T and number 3. I'm going to hop to the quantity and type in the number 6. And the reason I'm typing in 6 here is because remember the criteria that's required. The customer has to buy at least 6 bottles of wine, then they get the discount. Now what I'm going to do is drag the window right up here so we can see this next part. Alright, so this next part's pretty simple too. I'm going to hop right over here to the method field. I'm going to double click. I'm going to get a menu of options. Now this is where all the magic happens as we've seen before in electronic coupons. In this particular case, what I want to do is once I hit the criteria here of 6, I want this discount to apply to every single bottle after 6. So the first option I'm going to select is right here. I'm going to multiply this promotion by sales each time the customer buys 6 or more bottles of wine. I'm going to come back to method again. I'm going to double click because there's one additional piece that I want to include in this particular promotion, and that is right here, match with this item. Basically what that's going to do is take this 10% promotion and link it to each individual line item just like the retailer requested. I'm going to go ahead and save this. We'll hop back to the POS and look at that past promotion that we did, and then we'll show you the second topic that we wanted to talk about, the difference in receipts. All right, so we're back at the POS, and you can see we've got the receipt pulled up here because that's the last piece that we want to review today. Now, in most videos that we've done, this receipt is exactly what we've shown. We've shown just the net pricing with the line item individual discount for each bottle of wine, and then a summary net down here at the bottom. In this particular case, though, the retailer didn't want to see that. He wanted to present to his customer the gross price less the discount, the gross price less the discount, and then show gross minus total discounts down here in the summary section. So to simulate that, I went ahead and scanned in a receipt with that exact type of format. So here you can see we've got the exact same promotion, the exact same transaction. All we're doing, though, is showing gross price minus discount, gross price minus discount. Then when we hop down here to the summary totals, we see gross subtotal minus gross discounts to get our gross subtotal. So way back to high school math there, but you can get the idea. This makes it a little bit easier for the customer to see that they're getting each individual discount per the line item. Now let's hop back over into Pro, and I'll show you how to set this particular receipt template up. It's real simple. It's just a click of a button. All right, we're back in SMS Pro, and we're heading down the home stretch. All we have to do is make one slight change in our receipt printer configuration. We're going to go to the Execute menu, then down to Edit Config Files. We're going to go to the Setup.ini and select Receipt Printer. Now yours is going to have some more fields here that are the various settings for the printer. Don't mess with those or your dealer's going to yell at me. The only thing we want to change is right up here, the receipt template. You're going to change it from standard receipt, or it might say 40 column depending on what version of SMS you're running. You're going to hit that drop down menu, and you're going to come right down here to gross amount minus discount. Once you select that and it saves automatically, you're going to have the receipt that shows gross price minus discount, gross price minus discount. So exactly what we showed just a second ago. Well, with both criteria met, that's it for this week's tip. Hopefully we've given you yet another idea to set up a wine club promotion in your own store, plus a different way to show that particular promotion to your customers via the receipt. Until next time, have a great day.